So I was asked this week, whilst I'm putting together a program called Infinite Self-Love, which is a 30-day journey deepening into your own heart and deepening into self-love. And a lady who was considering signing up for that said to me, well, how do I know when I love myself? And this question I thought was great, because I'm very often asked, well, what's something specific that I can do on the path or on the journey to loving myself? And that's really what this program is about, is taking you on those steps and giving you some tips and some tools and some processes to allow you to move into a place of deeper self-love. But nobody's really asked me before, how do I know that I've made it? How do I know that I love myself? How do I know that I'm there? And I feel like a couple of things here. One is that to me, this is an ever deepening journey. I feel like there are different layers that we move through of coming to different levels of love. It's the path to what happens on the self-love journey. I don't feel like it's a switch and suddenly we can be like, well, that's it. I love myself and I'm there. I'm at the precipice of that. But it's a journey. And so one of the things that I feel that shows you that you do love yourself is, for me personally, is an experience of centeredness. Another thing is that learning to put yourself first. And this is a really, really big one, because this is something that we're conditioned against. We're really conditioned to put our family first or our partners first. And to follow the path of true self-love really does mean you come to the understanding that your needs need to be put first. Because if your love tank is full, and it's so full that it's overflowing, then you are able to love others even more and provide more of yourself for them, rather than coming from a place of an empty tank, which is what most of us are doing. Is our own inner tank is usually quite empty for most people, and we're trying to give love from that place. So for me, it's about coming to a space where we really do put our own needs first. You know, it's like if we were on a plane and the plane's going down and they're going to tell you to put your mask on first before anybody else's. To me, this is the same thing. We need to be able to love ourselves, or put ourselves first before others, so that then we can actually care for them. If we were on the plane and we didn't put on our mask first and we just put it on them, we actually are not able to care for them, because we're the ones that's going to die. So, you know, it really is important to be able to come to a place of putting ourselves first. And like I say, from that place of centeredness. One of the other things that I've really noticed on this journey of coming to self-love is a much deeper understanding of me, of who I am and how I work and what my needs are. And I feel like that in itself is a really big piece of the journey. And so this is one thing for me that I am still learning. I'm much better than I was, but I'm still learning. And if I choose to give and give and give, which is my nature, I will end up in bed for a few days, unable to really do anything. And so not only is that not healthy for me, but I can no longer help or be supportive of my friends or the people around me because I've pushed too far. So the deeper I'm coming into a place of understanding of myself is learning how to not only recognize the signs of me, what my own experience is, but being able to voice those to others, which is an example of being able to put myself first, so that then I can be in better service to other people around me. And I also feel like one of the big things that I have noticed is less of the self-flagellation, less of the putting myself down or thinking that I have done things wrong. We quite often come to a place of, you know, looking in the mirror and seeing all the things that we don't like, the things that should be better. Going to work that day and seeing all the things that we didn't like that we could have done better. Picking ourselves apart, that we weren't a good enough friend, we weren't good enough at this particular thing today, the meal we cooked wasn't good enough, And this is a place and a story that many of us run. But what I've recognized is the deeper I've moved into this path of self-love, there is much less of that, very, very little of that kind of self-negative talk that goes on. So like that's another way to recognize that you're on this path. One of the other things for me, which is not even what I was expecting to see when I went on this path of self-love, but is actually that other people around me are responding to me very differently. Very differently, because my love tank, my love bucket is so full that it's overflowing. I'm no longer searching on the outside of me for anything to fill me. So it's like other people are able to feel that. And the bigger and the cleaner my energy becomes, and other people are able to feel that, and other people want to come into your field. So you suddenly gain even closer friends or more friends, or people who really want to be around you and in your space. People who acknowledge the path that you're on, and people who want to join on that path as well. I feel like that gives you some little bits and pieces on, for my own experience, how I know that I love myself. Obviously, you know, I can only speak from my own personal experience and my own personal journey. And I'm sure if I sit with this, would be many more ways that I am aware that I've come to a place of deeper self-love. But I'm really hoping that that helps to answer that question, not only for the lady who asked, but also for the others who are probably, you know, wondering the same thing but haven't reached out to ask. So, you know, if this touches you somewhere, what I would say is, you know, join me on the 30-day infinite self-love journey. Come along. It's $99. You know, it's not a huge investment for you to spend 30 days getting access to different tools and tips from me throughout that time. You have access to those continuing on. So if it takes you more than the 30 days, you know, you can really step back in and go through the process again. So join me, sign up. I'll put a link below this on Facebook for you to be able to sign up and join me on the process. So otherwise, post some comments and questions below if you've got any. Thanks. Big love. See you soon.